This is completely functional code in a programming language I made. But why? Well, let me explain. I wanted to create a programming language that isn't boring like all the other languages with the same old boomer syntax. So I decided to make my own programming language with Gen Z slang. Okay, so the first step is to decide, do I make it an interpreted language or a compiled one? An interpreted language like Python reads the file, then parses it, then executes it. This results in a no compilation needed but slower execution. A compiled language compiles the code, links it, then runs the binary, which needs compilation but is faster in execution. For simplicity's sake, I will make it an interpreted language. With that figured out, let's start making the Lexer. The Lexer job is to take your code and turn it into a neat list of tokens, so the language can actually understand it. If we feed the Lexer this code, it should output a list of tokens as we can see. It gives us the value of each token and its type. Next, I need a parser to build an abstract syntax tree, or AST for short. Fancy name for what's basically a programming language family tree, except everyone is related to the main operation and no one is arguing about the inheritance. After we wrote the parser, it's time for the interpreter that actually runs the code. Think of it as a Gen Z translator for our brainrot code. This is an example of the interpreter running on binary operations. For declaring variables, I made two types: skibidi for variables you can change, and grimace for constants. I also added strings, and to print you bus, as in bus out your results.
What do you mean by that?
In brainrot language, functions are defined using block, because that's how life feels sometimes. For conditional statements, we have got phanom for if and tags for else. Finally, to prove this abomination can actually work, I will write a classic Fizzbuzz example. And that's how I made a Gen Z programming language no one asked for but everyone needed. If for some reason you want to use this abomination of a language, check out my GitHub link in the description. Anyways, thank you for watching, see you in the next video.